As a sales rep, you're doing this not because of the simple fact that you want to give back and just give all your money to charity. You want to earn some money. And I'm not going to lie, money is not the most important thing in the world, but one of my best sales trainers used to say that it's right up there with oxygen though. And if you think about it, there's great things you can do with money. In this episode, we're going to talk to you about how you as a sales rep can not only make money, but make a ridiculous amount of money and do it effectively when it comes towards selling, specifically in enterprise sales. Hey everyone, welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, I have an amazing guest. His name is Brandon Fluharty, and Brandon has been a seven-figure making enterprise sales rep. And he has, on his side, he's also helping out the sellers and creating resources that can help enterprise sales reps like you to be able to really thrive, not just make the six-figure, but jump into the seven-figure mark. And this is proven, this can happen. And this is an elite level of sales reps that are doing this. Brandon's going to break down his formula. He has 7 steps. And I want you to take advantage of everything that he shares today and apply it, and you'll see the success. So let's talk about the environment for the first one, environment for the bigger deals. Talk to me about that one.
Yeah. So again, nothing against other industries, or every SaaS company out there who, talks about wanting to change the world. Those are great missions, but, sometimes you got to find what I call the Goldilocks situation. And for me, that was a company that's not too huge, where I'm just going to come in and be another number across the thousands of other salespeople they have. But also they can't be too small. I was coming from a late stage startup before joining LivePerson 4.5 years ago. So I was selling enterprises. I was making a very comfortable 6-figure income, but I didn't have things at my disposal like true legal resources or a division that supported really large organizations. I was one of 2 enterprise sellers. We were selling the future, and we did a good job of it, but we didn't have the infrastructure behind us to legitimately get those big deals done. So I really advocate for finding what's that sweet spot for you. A company that's mature enough, but not so mature that you're just another number. And that kind of bleeds into number 2, which is build a transformation mindset. You have to get out of the box of being a commodity and talking about features and talking about cost. What's a good example today? Supply chain, right? And that would be a great thing, to be honestly, to be selling transformation. You can solve a real problem today, but the best sellers, the 7-figure earners, are going to be talking to really large companies right now who have been forced into this problem, but they're going to be talking about, don't just solve the issue and put a Band-Aid on things for the next 6 months. You need to be transforming yourself so you never run into a supply chain issue again. That takes transformation. That's going to be touching different parts, and it's okay to be in an unsexy space, but bringing some sex appeal to it. Actually, that is the sweet spot. The core operations that companies are going to rely on, you want to be, particularly in SaaS, you want to be the player that's touching multiple parts of their business.
Number 3, Brandon.
Yeah, so again, be super strategic about your target account list. Again, I talked a little bit about that, but you've got 2 options, right? Work blindly with the target account list that you're given and work in, again, a way that doesn't align with things that mean something to you. Operating that way, again, you can make your comfortable 6 figures, but if you want to take it to another level and truly earn the biggest payout possible, you have to put yourself, and I took this from the Japanese concept of ikigai. which stands for reason for being. And it's a great personal exercise to find your ikigai, which is, what do you love? And what does the world need? And what can you get paid to do? And what are you good at? I find that that's a good exercise to go through from a self-reflection standpoint, to just find, like, why am I doing? Why am I at the company I'm at? Why do I do what I do? And then I took it a step further and said, and asked myself, why do I work with the companies that I do? Why do I accept the leads and the opportunities and the accounts that are on my list? I need to quickly identify, well, this Fortune 25 company, is it better than this Fortune 10 company, or is it better than this Fortune 50 company? I needed to have a very descriptive way of looking at my list to say, oh, I am targeting these top 10 accounts, and here's the reason why. So that's what this step is all about, is finding more meaning, what's meaningful to you, and aligning that to the accounts that you're going to pursue.
Next piece, though, is going down to the fourth point there, the creating that diamond standard. You kind of allude to that, but
yeah,
go the five. What are the 5 points of the diamond, if you mind me asking?
Yeah. So, the 5 criteria that I identified for myself as an important for, like, identifying a diamond account is, it needs to be interesting to me. Also, I was motivated by an industry first. So, getting the world's, one of the world's largest airlines, that was a big first for the company. So what are other industries where I have some expertise? And that was the third domain, the third criteria for me. Where do I have expertise? Because I'm going to need to talk their terminology in front of an executive audience. I'm going to need to know what is important to their industry and so forth. The fourth criteria was I want opportunities to move fast. Talked a little bit about that. And then big, that we can, in essence, get a 7-figure booking right out of the gates. And I got that down to a bit of a science when I was actively working through those accounts. So interesting to me, an industry first, where I have expertise, what opportunities can move fast, and what are big opportunities that I know could move at the level that I was accustomed to.
Number 5, breakthrough limitations. If you mind telling me go a little bit for about 30 seconds on that one.
Yeah. So imposter syndrome is real. It's actually a healthy sign. The higher you climb, the more imposter syndrome you're going to encounter. But that doesn't need to hold you back or stop you. So here's a perfect example. So I'm a highly introverted person. Probably skew a little more ambivert, but definitely more towards the introvert. I get energized when I can be alone and with my own thoughts. Now, starting out my sales career, that felt like a limitation. I thought you had to be this extremely extroverted person. It was all about relationship. So it was about getting tickets to the box seats or the front seat, courtside seats, over dinner. That's where deal making happen. And true, yeah, a bit of that does need to occur, but more and more as I climbed the ranks and eventually found myself in strategic sales, I really found like I found a home for myself as an introverted person. Why? Because I could go deeper. I could listen more than talk. And that really allowed me to turn what was once a personal weakness into a superpower. And one of the best exercises you can do is simply write and develop that awareness and write, what are your 10 personality traits that are germane to you, and what do you perceive as holding you back in the sales industry, and then how can you rethink those and repurpose them? They become your strengths, and you double down on those strengths. So that's what really step 5 is all about.
Get the organization to be involved, and then also your personal operating system. If you could talk to us about those two real quick.
Yeah. So nothing great is achieved alone. Like, there is no one, superstar SaaS seller that is closing these deals by themselves. When you're talking 7-figure, 8-figure deals, you're going to need help, and you should be actually very strategic about that. So here's something that I live by, which is be a generalist with your skill set, but be a specialist with your outcomes. Your outcomes, 7-figure, 8-figure deals out of the gates. No small little proof of concept. No, be confident that we're engaged, and while I have your attention, I need you to understand we can make an impact. Let me show you. And again, that can't be done alone. You're going to need to rely on folks every day, from a solutions consultant to your corporate attorney, and you can't dictate. You need to collaborate with those folks. So it's really important that you get along. I've seen so many SaaS sellers who have done well for themselves, but the expectation is, because they lead with their ego, hey, I need you to do this, or they go tell marketing, I need this by tomorrow for the pitch. That's dictating. Collaborating is getting people on your side. Again, like a good teammate, like a good quarterback would.
And then finally, the personal operating system.
Yeah, so that actually happens to be my personal favorite, and I actually talk about this all the time. Again, moving yourself out of this this hustle culture. I'm anti-hustling. It's more about working more intelligently. So there's really two parts to this that make the system that actually aren't hard when you really think about it. So the first concept is DFC, and it stands for discipline, flexibility, and curiosity. And the way I think about that is anything with a start, a middle, and an end. That could be your workday. It could be a sales engagement, sales cycle. It could be a demo, a meeting, call, you name it. Think about it with DFC. So the start is when you're disciplined, and you want to think of yourself like a world-class athlete. Why? Because they know how to prep themselves, their bodies, and their mindset to be ready for competition or training, a really intense training session. So we need to think about that going into it. Do your research, do your homework, know the customer experience better than they do, or be ready for the day. Just do planning, and so you can hit the ground running for the day, because you can control those things. Then during the middle, that's when we need to be a bit more flexible. You're not going to be able to control everything, so you can't be so heavily scripted. You need to be fluid and flexible. And then at the end, we need to look back on our workday. We need to look back on that meeting. We need to look back on that sales cycle and review what went well, and lead with curiosity. And this is where you want to be more like a scientist, because they don't look back on with emotion. They look back with curiosity, and they want to tinker. What didn't go well? Well, okay, let's try something new next time. Or what went extremely well? Okay, well, how do we amplify and scale those things that are going well?
Brandon, I know you have a giveaway for us today too, something that they can get a hold of you with as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can follow me. I talk and I'm active on LinkedIn. So Brandon Fluharty, go and follow me there. I post daily and share all my insights. But early next year, 2022, I'm going to be releasing the 7 steps to earning 7 figures, the complete anti-hustle guide to earning over $1 million in SaaS sales. So that's going to be launching. And if you are part of my newsletter group, my newsletter is called Be Focused, Live Great, which you can sign up on at brandonfluharty.com. All you have to do is drop your email address in there, and when that book comes out, it'll be an ebook. You will get a discounted copy.
Listen, I'm telling you, Brandon came and he brought some amazing stuff, and right now he is residing in a great state of Florida as well, so it's kind of cool to have somebody like that close to us. I want you to go ahead and connect with him. You can find all of his information in his show notes. You can check out the free assets that he's talking about and some of the things that he has coming up here for you that you can take advantage of. These 7 steps are absolutely like money, and literally in every essence of the word. If you do them, you're going to see the money, you're going to see the results that you're craving, that you desire. Now again, I'm not saying that you need to be be like obsessed with money. You need to make sure that you bring value to people. Money is going to come, but there's a way that you can go about earn money effectively, and this is one of those strategies that you can do so in sales. As always, I want you to find some of those ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals. But most importantly, I want you to go out each and every single day, and do big things. Thank you.